Hello viewers, I'm SB. Welcome back to HYNPYTOL, where this thing's happening. The horrible storm, the horrible red storm of nightmare lights consuming the body. Is this supposed to be like a flow of blood? I don't have any idea what's going on here within the dominant metaphor of the game. But what I do know is how to get out of that room that I ended the last episode in. So let's go do it. You know, it didn't take very long looking at the screenshot of the thing to figure out what it was we were supposed to do. It's just I did need to be able to like sit down and think about it without the pressure. And I feel like this is the way a lot of people are going to solve that particular issue. It's just you can do randomized puzzles, but it has to be like, or you can do speed puzzling like that, but the puzzle has to be randomized so that people can't do the most obvious thing, right? The way they did it in like The Witness. So here's what you're supposed to do. Push this up, come up over here, and it's not even really all that complicated. It's just I need a second. I need a second to look at it enough to know to do that. I should probably have grabbed that with the other thing. This one's gonna be, yeah, and then we come up here. Oops, that's not right. Come here, you. Okay, nope. Down and out, and let's hope this takes us to a place where there's a lot of room to get around here. That's no good. Oh, I need these things to be touching, right? So I guess the idea is you do this, then you come down here so that you can pull yourself downward. There we go. This sequence is longer than I was expecting. Oh, you can move those? I didn't realize. This is that web that kills you, right? Oh, it's the web that consumes the stuff. Okay, so I think we gotta eat all of the stuff in the row before we pull any of it out so that I can get down past it. This should maybe have a checkpoint in it or something. Like, I wonder how long it's actually going to turn out to be. Because it does feel like, you know, you're gonna have to do, assuming you're not figuring everything out on the first try. And with some of these screens, I think it's very reasonable to figure them out on the first try. But like every time you don't figure things out on the first try, you have to redo everything before that. And once it gets to be a certain length, that task gets a little onerous. This one, I want to push it forward. Keep pressing the wrong direction there. Okay. So this part, the part with the cell handles, is real simple. Push these over here so that we can push these over there. Okay, this gives us a little bit more time in the next room, unless I press all of the wrong buttons, which, you know, I've been known to do that. That happens. Let's just pull all this stuff into here so we don't have to deal with it, which gives me the ability to pull this. Okay, that makes that happen. Is that useful? Why is that useful? This is another thing where I might have to... Alright, we're going to try to get there with as much time to look at it as possible. But like, how many screens is too many to make the player redo after they've proven that they know how to do them, in order to have a little bit of time to work on your next puzzle? Like, at what point are you just kind of... I don't want to say being mean, because I don't think it rises to the level of being mean, but it's only a difference of magnitude, right? Like, at what point are you just sort of being crummy to a person who purchased your video game for no reason? I don't know. I'm probably just being grumpy because I don't personally find the do the thing really fast part of this very compelling. It's probably better for some people. Please do leave a comment if, like, I'm curious what people think about this, like, because, like, obviously my viewpoint is not the only one. Do you think this kind of stuff is, like, do you wish there was more of this sort of thing in video games, in puzzle games? Because it's definitely, like, not a very well represented style of puzzle. Down, over, down, this way, and then down some more, and then go the wrong way for no reason. Always classic maneuvers on that one. Okay. It's like the only place, like, this doesn't do anything. I need to be able to, I hate the fact that pausing it doesn't keep the screen up. I mean, again, everybody's just going to take a screenshot or pause the video that they're making. It would be better to pull the ship. It would be, I'm trying to figure out, like, where do I want that detonation to take place? All right, one more run, and then I will absolutely just pause the recording and do the thing. And, like, I don't know, the fact that this is not how things are usually done, I don't think is, like, disqualifying. It shouldn't be like, hey, only do stuff that people are already doing in their games. Which is not to say that's the only reason not to do this, because obviously there are there are plenty of good reasons not to do this. But I don't know, I don't want to be too cross with them for experimenting. I just wonder how many playtesters they had. Because I do feel like it probably wouldn't have taken a lot of people playing this to figure out that this is not a good way for this to work. An indie operation can end up going real short on the playtesting, though, you know? Like, so if I want that explosion to occur, the thing is, like, how am I going to get through it afterward, right? It frees this cell up, so I can do that. I can, like, move that out, and then in theory you could drop down through there, but, like, I actually can't line up with that. And by the time we get here... okay, no, I think I see it. The problem is I need to, instead of pulling that up, I need to push it down, because there is there's a cluster of cells below it that it will latch to, and then we can just pull ourselves downward into the puzzle. Nope. Really kind of feel like I'm going to need time, I'm sure, to take a look at the next room after that. So we really have to minimize silly mistakes here. She says, making really, really easy to avoid mistakes. At least these are not, like, tremendously consumptive ones, time-wise, you know? I think I'm doing a better job, like, this room's getting pretty optimized, right? And I don't hate the feeling of urgency. It does a good job of communicating a feeling of urgency, a feeling of, oh God, the bad thing is happening. It is a calamity. So good for them on that front. Is that a thing a puzzle game should just, like, not be able to communicate? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's a fair thing to say, even though I am sort of saying it. So basically what I'm saying, as always, is ignore me. Pretend I'm that dude from outer space in that one episode of The Venture Brothers. No, shoot. Here we go. Okay, push that down, pull this over here. Then... why is that good to do? Okay, well, I can pull this up here and then ride that to the side. There we go. I couldn't see what I was doing, but I could just continue doing it. What am I doing? This is not worthful. This is not the direction. Okay, it turns out there was not a room past that room. We're good. We did it. Kinda. And for a second there, I thought we weren't going to fade out to a new area. A brief candle. Okay. You know, it's entirely possible that, like, in their playtesting, what they found was that that area, people just got through it fast enough. It wasn't a problem, and I'm just, like, unusually bad at their puzzles or whatever. I think we have to accept that that might be a possibility. What is this? Is this... okay, whatever it is, it's movable. Okay, it's one of these situations. That's what I thought. Okay. Well, I don't know why I did this. This doesn't help. I certainly don't want to be here. So we're going to need to... let me just rewind us to the beginning of this room. We're going to need to destroy all of these then, probably. I don't exactly see why yet, but the fact that they've set things up this way certainly suggests. So what I need is the ability to get into that column, the column to the right of all of the webs, and pull myself down there. How am I going to make that safe? It's actually it's a really good question. How am I going to make that safe? Because, like, there's not a tremendous number of things I can do here, right? I can... okay, I could do this. I can back those cells into each other, and now I can get into the column at least. And then if I put my hand down here, back this into this wall, and get myself out... yeah, and then if we... this will kill me. This is bad. And what am I doing? What if I just use this to go the other way? Yeah, let's extend myself downward. Okay. Okay, I mean, this seems pretty straightforward. One might ask, why am I even being made to do it if this is all there is to it, but whatever. And then you want to end up at the top there. Hold on, let me undo that. I want to be over here, and let's just ride this to wherever it goes. Okay, that's what I thought. These are colored, but we don't get to see which color each of them is, which is actually a very annoying design for a puzzle. No, obviously that's no good. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, that's a hard bottom to the room. So I'm assuming this is the kind I can't go through, yeah. which means that I need to grab these and get them out of the way. How do I... Hold on, let me rewind to coming into this part. We do be very careful not to make those two bond in a place where they're going to make traversal impossible, right? That's the whole challenge here. Because obviously, if we do something like this, then we have a permanent problem here. So... pull this down to here. I mean, that doesn't seem super helpful. I need to pull this into... okay, so maybe I don't start by moving that. Because what I need to do with this is pull it into a position where I can get past it, which I can't do if I've already pulled that other cell downward. And then I can do this and just seal the door behind me, and we don't care about that, right? That's not a big deal. Same deal up here. Just get it out of the way is the most important thing. But they really like to do this effect, this like zipper thing where the vines close behind you. We've seen it so many times, and I have no idea why why it keeps happening, why they feel it's so important to keep doing it. I sort of think the gimmick of this area has already run its course, right? I guess we have some like level decoration here that kind of looks like it gives the vibe of the what is it? Paracelsus's staff? Is it Paracelsus? Asclepius? You know, the staff with the snake around it, the medical symbol. Now I'm realizing I don't know shit about that that symbol or the underlying mythology. And we do have some more stuff in this area that kind of looks like medical machinery, maybe. Okay, here we are at the memory center. This feels familiar, right? Is this a place we've been? Like maybe near the beginning of the game? There's something... I don't know. The shape just seems familiar, but I guess there's only so many shapes passages in this game can be and still work with the traversal mechanics, so... Okay, this is maybe... Maybe we fucking get it. I see a screen like this and it's just like, oh good, 50 more button presses. Hey, things didn't work out, did they? I'm okay, as you can see. Yeah, obviously. I was afraid you'd come talk to me. I feared that I'd hurt you. But I was more afraid that you wouldn't high-five me. Ha! Hey, to me, everything seemed unfair. Why am I like this? Why can't I like others? Wait, is that supposed to be why can't I like others, or why can't I like others do X? It's... Okay, yeah, the latter. Live in ignorance. I mean, is that what you're not doing here? Here's the problem. Like, ignorance pervades this system. None of us are differentiated from any of the others in any meaningful way. And when you say you're afraid that you were afraid that you would hurt me or whatever, it doesn't connect to anything because I don't know if I've seen you before, man. All the cells are the fucking same. You just have the injured cell sprite. You know what bothered me the most? At first, I thought everyone was ignoring me. But it turns out I never even existed in their lives. No one even cared. Even when I was wondering why I'm supposed to do all this, they were just busy with their work. How can they live like that? Like nothing's wrong. But you see, I learned something after I met you. Did that happen? There's simply no reason behind everything that torments me. There's no point in wondering, because no matter how much I struggle, we must live on as HYNPYTOLs at the end of the day. That's it. Ha! That face of yours, the only one you ever make because you can do no other expressions, really calms me down. The face that asks, why does this guy overthink everything? Makes me feel like everything's going to be okay. Once I become what I'm not, I'll be reaching my hand out to you. Please don't hesitate. High five me. I'm okay, even though nothing worked out. Now I know. I'm just gonna keep talking. I know it seems like a death scene, but it's not. 6 more hours of this shit where I just say the same garbage over and over again. It wasn't meaningless because we're HYNPYTOLs and that's all we could be and we gotta be okay with that. It's okay. Would you just, where are you going? Motherfucker. Do you want a high five or not? Why do I gotta chase you? Why is it always gotta be a thing? This is a dead end. Was that him? Did he turn himself into that? Is that what we are to understand occurred with all of those? I don't... Okay, well, that's the end of HYNPYTOL. I mean, there's obviously something to the end of that about like a frustration with the modern world, and maybe this is just something I'm seeing because this is a thing that I perceive to be happening. But a frustration with the modern world and the fact that like everything's on fire and nobody's doing anything and everybody's just kind of going on with their job because it's like the world is... Everybody's going on with their job acting like the world isn't ending, and isn't that kind of crazy making when you can look around yourself and see all these catastrophes that are happening, many of which are human generated. It's things that you think we could just stop doing that, and we're not. What's going on with that? Why aren't we stopping? But I'm having to like fill in a lot of stuff, right? I'm having to bring a lot of my own meaning and material because there's not fucking anything in the actual text of the game. The puzzles are fun and cool, and I don't much like the long speed puzzles, but like there's not very many of them. There's cool stuff going on there, and if they want, I fully believe that the script was translated into English, but I don't think it was localized in the sense that they made it English words, but they didn't make it make sense or mean anything in English. That's a harder task for which you have to hire people, and I get it. Indie game dev's difficult enough as it is, right? So overall, I think the game was good. I think the story borderline doesn't function. And I guess the degree to which that's a problem for you is going to depend on the degree to which that's a problem for you. Anyway, HYNPYTOL. That's that thing. Thank you all so much for watching, coming with me on this weird little journey. Overall, I think I'm still positive on it. And I like finding a weird indie thing and giving it a shot and getting it in front of a lot of people's eyeballs. This will not be the last time we do something like this by any margin, so, you know, whatever. It's all good. HYNPYTOL, you were a good HYNPYTOL, I think. And also, you couldn't have been anything else, which is grim and very sad, I think. Come back next time for some new stuff in this slot, and we'll see you then.